right, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, we are clear. Ready to go live in
Check it out.
4. Cue the talent. 3. Hey, I said cue the talent. 2 and 1. Attention hobbyists, sports fans, and collectors nationwide and abroad. It's time to get hype. About the hobby we are all a part of. Live from the Mojo Break Studios, it's Dan and Doug. Oh, yeah. Come on! So, get hype. Be hype. This is The Hype.
What is going down, everybody? It's time for MojoBreak.com's The Hype. We're back for another episode. Number 38, the Hane Plane. The Hane Plane. I was struggling for number 38, so that's what we're rocking, the Australian footballer. But anyways, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to start off the show with first off the line, Optic. And I know everybody was able to get some, just like we were. We're also going to talk about Vlad, some Mosaic NBA early numbers, compare those to Prism NBA. Now, the Mosaic, if you aren't familiar with that, that's was an online Panini-only release. We're also going to talk about National Treasures football that came out. Talk about that, some early data on the RPAs, compare those. And we've got a lot of other stuff to talk about. And, I was inspired by LeBron James today. He was asked if who should be the MVP, and he said himself, which people are getting mad at him. And I was like, I'm going to live my life that way. They're going to be like, who's the best driver in your household? That's me. Who's the best cook? That's me. Who's the best breaker in the world? That's me. That's all me. I'm just great at everything, and I'm not going to be humble anymore. I'm just going to be like LeBron James. Dan, you're the best? You're the second best. You're the second best breaker.
Second best breaker, but first best at getting first off the line products.
Were you able to get some?
No.
No?
No.
But you're first best.
But I'm first
But you're
best.
tied with
I'm tied with everybody else.
120,000 other people.
I felt that I really gave it my all, and I tried harder than everybody else.
Did you?
And I wanted it more. So I'm better than everybody else at it because of that. So I really wanted it.
You're the MVP of Optic.
But I did get a lot of Prism Mosaic.
You did.
I had no problem. It was like, you go to the club, you don't have to wait in line, you're right in.
Get right in.
Get right in. It's like VIP status.
VIP.
Right
in the club. C-Rad, did you get any first off the line this morning?
Hell no.
So you're saying our percentage is 0 here with 3 guys. That's
yeah, but I tried hard.
It's pretty good. It's like Otani's batting average.
Tried really hard. I gave it, I don't know, there's probably other people who gave it 4 hours. I did about an hour and a half, and then I was like, this isn't going to happen. Like, after an hour and a half, I'm all, this is not going to happen. I'm just going to give up. It's not worth it.
But you didn't. You were still here doing it. You were still trying to get some.
Well, yeah, I mean, when in Rome, a computer was in front of me. Am I not going to try to get it?
Well, for those of you who are like, what in the hell are you guys talking about? So Panini has a first off-the-line issue of certain products, and the one this week happened to be Optic. The nationwide hobby release is next Wednesday. So people are going to get this 2 days early, and it has an exclusive number to 13 parallel only in the first off-the-line boxes. Based on data and based on the checklist, it looks like there was about 3,600 boxes available through Panini's website for this. And those that have listened to this show and those that have been following this thing, Prism first off the line, which we all know how crazy Prism basketball is, they had a server debacle. They had a lot of people pissed off. People were 4 or 5 hours trying to get boxes to only find out that it was sold out. And this is the screenshot that everybody that was trying to get boxes, and I know if you're listening to the podcast, you don't see it, but it's a hosting server connect timeout 502. And that's what was happening consistently. I know me personally, I wasn't even able to add it to the cart. I jumped on the app. I just saw the spinning wheel. I jumped on the website version. Didn't even allow me to add anything to the cart. And it was frustrating. You guys can go onto Twitter under Panini's post and you can see all the frustration from customers that were doing this. So what's crazy to me is they claimed that they had 120,000 web sessions back when Prism happened, right? So 120,000 web sessions and nothing but server crashing completely. Not even saying it's going to take 30 minutes, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. It was just crash after crash. And even got to the point where some people were getting some, I could see by the comments that people were getting blue balls, so to speak, lack of a better word there, because some people would actually get to the cart and then it would time out. So nobody would get it. And then to make it even more comical, they actually had a Final Four poll that would pop up during all of this, and you'd pick the winner of the Final Four. So let's just add something else onto the website to slow it down while we have 120,000 individual web sessions going on. But let's do a poll as well. Like, it's just completely amazing to me that they did not learn from any mistakes from the first one, and they just completely and utterly pissed off their customers once again. And nobody has it. I mean, I don't know where this is going to wind up. There's 3,600 boxes that's now sold out. But from the looks of it on Twitter, I think one guy said he got one box that I can tell. So it's insane. I mean, what?
Well, first off, I think, what about the poor people who just wanted to go to the site to click on the poll? They had to go through this whole debacle of like not being able, like the 502 errors and stuff like that. Like, I just wanted to vote. Like, even though there was, I tried the first time I got to it, I actually X'd it out and then the site crashed. The second time I'm all, maybe I have to answer it in order to go further. So I answered it, and there was like 1,400, I think, answers on that poll of who's gonna win the national title.
Yes.
So I think everybody was like, I'll just give you an answer, just let me in.
Yeah.
Let me spend money. I gotta say the whole setup, and I wanted to spin it in a positive, but I can't. I don't have the strength to do it.
No, let's do it.
No, I can't.
What's the positive?
No, I can't spin
You're
it.
Max Kellerman. I'm Steven Smith.
No, the positive is that everybody saved $85 who couldn't get it. You have $85 extra to spend.
Or lost $85. Because if they're selling for $170, you just rip money out of people's pockets.
Hey, like, the Optic comes out on Wednesday, so what were the chances of you getting it? If you did UPS ground, and depending on where you're at, what were the chances of you getting it before Wednesday?
Well, then they promise 24 to 48 hours before release, no matter if you pay for expedited shipping or not.
Well, do you think that was going to happen?
They have to guarantee on their promise, right? I mean,
they can't even allow people to accept their money to buy their product. You think that they're going to care when you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's where the line's drawn. The line is drawn on shipping.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, 3,600 boxes. Let's just assume that there was 100 unique. I mean, let's just say there was 2,000 unique purchases. I mean, how are you going to get 2,000? They probably have a decent shipping department, but that's besides the point. I mean,
hey, for $55 more, you can get some Prism Mosaic. That's a positive.
That's true. You can buy. That's available. I'm surprised they didn't redirect people there.
I actually am.
Well, you were saying you were going to go buy Kobe Eminence from them.
I was trying to get Eminence,
but you couldn't.
It was sold out. I don't know how many times I got to do the poll. I think I voted for everybody at one point. I'm all, everybody's going to win.
So they're going to hold a board meeting. They're like, successful poll, guys. The most voted poll we ever have. We got to do this every time for a first off the line release because, having something pop up doesn't slow down servers whatsoever. Now, I don't claim to be a web developer. I know absolute crap. I am in the Silicon Valley. Actually, you know what? I got to take the LeBron James approach. I'm the best web developer in all the nation. But anyways, I was doing some stats. And the Apple iPhone 7 release, which was in 2016, so we're 2 years ago. That's the only way I could find stats.
2 years ago, and what, 4 phones?
4 phones ago, pretty much. We're on the iPhone 20. It had 32.8 million individual web sessions at once.
Are you comparing Apple to Panini right now?
No. Well, here's my analogy. No, not even close. But here's the thing. So Panini's Prism first off the line, which was much more advertised, had 120,000 web sessions.
That's less.
So you would think that money could buy a server for significantly less than Apple servers to handle that kind of traffic. Now, I know there's also optimization. So what Apple normally will do when they're doing these big launches, they shut down the website and they take off anything that takes a long time to load. Because that's the one thing you don't want to do is when you're loading a website is to have high, images that are big, animations and things like that. Panini didn't do any of that.
Useless polls that pop up during checkout.
Right, yeah, that was just laughable. That was just that was straight comedy to pile on to everything that happened. And
their slideshow that keeps on going the whole time.
Right.
There's they're all buy some stickers, buy Panini Instant.
Yep.
I don't know, maybe
if somebody's a web developer or listen to this later, let us know how hard it is to have I was looking for the data, how hard it is to have a server that can, if they had 120,000 unique visitors the first time, you would think they would get a server that could maybe contain 500,000 unique views. So if somebody could tell me how hard and how much does it cost to have something like that? Because I'm interested to know.
Well, let's also. So there's a couple different options we can basically talk about. Now, I don't know if anybody cares about these options, but you can do a lottery system. Anybody who signed up gets an email, and then you can basically check that. You can basically click on the link, and it puts you in the lottery.
And then you have like 24 hours to pay.
Then you have 24 hours to check out, or you could even do, here's your time to buy. Like you have a 5-hour window. If you don't do it, you miss the boat.
Kind of like a StubHub, like with tickets, but maybe on a bigger scale.
So you can do that, or you can do what you were saying with Apple, where you get kind of in a digital line, and it tells you how long you have.
Yes.
Don't close your browser, because you close your browser, you're going to start all over again.
Right.
But you basically are in line. Now, I think that sounds like it would be a lot more expensive than doing a lottery service.
Well, I mean, from what I could see with just my, I am the #1 web developer and everything. I am the greatest. But what I know that they do is they have a landing page, and that landing page doesn't even send them to where the main servers are. It's a different server. So once you get out of that line and you're like, hey, it's your turn, then you get bumped in. And so it's basically having two separate lines of people, two types of traffic. So you're not having everybody at one place at once. You're having some people wait outside the door. It's kind of like almost like literally having a store, and you can only fit 50 people in the store, but you have 7,000 people that want to get in your store. Are you going to have 7,000 people in your store? No, because you can't fit that many people. So it's kind of simple to think about it. I don't know. I could be wrong, like I said.
Fire hazard, but you can fit. Well, why not?
Just people on top of people's heads and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, that's what we were doing today. We were all on top of each other. And none of us were able to check out. Seriously. I'm fired up.
Oh,
and I just blew out some eardrums at the same time.
That was a hell of a frequency.
I need to go like that when I did that. But some of the comments on Twitter, don't know how things sell out without anyone can check out unless most of them are sold under the counter. Server down at 10 a.m. I'm sure I will be stuck in the checkout process and things levelly get sold out. Message before I can. What a joke.
Those are all negative. Can I get a positive?
For once, think about single customers and not breakers, which I replied to because I said that the servers are not biased. I'm a breaker. I'm the best breaker. Dan's the breaker, and C-Rad's a breaker, and we couldn't get it. So
nothing wrong with silver.
There was no code. There was no code for a breaker. Just one box I wanted $85 and not $175 pre-sale.
That is another thing. It will be like everybody who's super bummed that didn't get it. It will be available. Now it's not going to be $85. Maybe $159, maybe $199. I actually found it on eBay for $199. It's still available if you really want it, but there's going to be a price for it. And I know nobody wants to hear that, but
yeah, I hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah, I do. Well, I was kind of trying to hear you and read at the same time, which I can't walk and chew bubble gum.
I heard some laughing going on, so I don't.
Well, you're a funny guy.
No. I heard. I think the shipping department's laughing.
Yeah. Somebody's like, I spent $10,000 this month on Panini, and I'll buy Upper Deck instead. And then somebody's like, you're spending $10,000 a month on trading cards, and he's like, yeah.
We spent about 11, 12 grand on Panini Mosaic, and it didn't benefit us at all.
We didn't get first in line.
Did not
first in line and first off the line.
Did not get first in line. Did not get it. Not even close.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter how much money you spend if you're trying to buy it the conventional way.
Right.
Now, I don't know how deals get worked out on the side. There may be deals that get worked out. Well, I don't know.
The only reason we're even talking about a possible conspiracy alleged, so don't hold me accountable for it, is the fact that nobody was able to purchase this. So obviously conspiracy theories arise, and names like blowout cards, DA Card World.
Well,
those are all thrown in the mix because if they somehow have it, which we'll monitor that, and more power to them if they do. How did they get it? Because we couldn't even buy one box. If they show up with cases of it on their website, how did they get it? So that's going to be something to monitor, but we wouldn't be having this talk if the servers weren't down. So my questions, I wrote a couple questions to ask to you guys and what you think. Does the exclusive prevent them from caring? And I'll start with Dan.
What?
Does the exclusive, now you see you have that reading thing like me too. Does the exclusive prevent them from caring?
It's kind of an obvious question.
Opinion.
Of course it does. It always, like, if there was multiple manufacturers that were making licensed sports cards, there would not be a need or a demand for a first off the line product.
Right.
Because you would have options. So there absolutely it would change everything. Now, are we ever going to see that again? I don't think so. I think the leagues prefer to deal with one manufacturer. It's a lot easier. They can always use the other manufacturers as a leverage when negotiating a deal. I don't think we're ever going to see multiple manufacturers share a license ever again.
And it's sad. It's sad that that's the way that it's become. But things like this should raise, and some people were tweeting at NBA on this, because this is the NBA is represented by.
But they already got their money, dude. Everybody. The thing is that everybody wants to sit here and complain about how this went down. I hate to say this, but the NBA don't care, and Panini don't care, and they already got their money. The money, they already got it. If you didn't get it, you didn't get it. But the thing is, the ironic thing is that everybody who is sitting here complaining about it, they just want to get the product so they can sell it for more than what they got it for. So they want to make money on it. So the people who got 12 cases, 10 cases, 5 cases, 6 boxes, whatever, are going to flip them. And you don't hear them complaining because they're happy with the situation. But you hear everybody else complaining about it because they didn't get their chance to make 60 or 80 bucks a box or 100 bucks a box.
Well,
mic drop, show's over.
No, you make some valid points there. But
all of them are valid. Maybe I'm the best.
Well, but the server's crashing.
I'm the best debater.
If there was a digital line and you just didn't get in before it sold out, then I think people would be less angry. The fact of the matter is that the servers are crashing.
Tough
so
nuts.
Who knows?
Tough nuts.
No, it's not tough nuts.
Tough nuts.
It's not. You go into a store to buy something and then all of a sudden the store pushes you out the door.
Now I'm getting it. Now I'm pulling up the positives now.
All right, let's hear more.
I'm pro Panini. I think they did it the right way.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how many customers will continue to go to our side when it just crashes all the time. Wouldn't happen. And now we probably couldn't handle that much traffic either. But if I knew that I was going to have 120,000 web sessions and I already had one time that it failed, I would not let it happen again. I guarantee it.
Now, we've been in that situation slightly. We had a buyback product.
Yes.
And we tried to do every avenue we possibly could to make it as fair as possible. Because supposedly there was a cold case that was still available.
Super cold.
And, cold in its stuff.
It was cold. It's cold, Anna. But we did everything we possibly could. We tried to make it as fair as possible. We put it on the site, and like 15 seconds, it oversold 3 times the amount of the quantity we had. But the ironic thing is that our site never really crashed. It just kept allowing people to check out.
Right.
So would people prefer that? Would you prefer an email saying, hey, it oversold, here's your money back? Or would you just like it to crash?
It's a good point.
I know. It's the only ones I usually make.
You're taking the LeBron James approach today, too, apparently.
All right, well.
You're best at making points, just like he is. It's true, because I guess if you would have even more, you'd be more teased if you actually got confirmation and then you got it sent back to you. But our stock was 30 spots. I mean, they had 3,600 boxes. I know there was probably 175 times the amount of customers going to their site.
So it basically
compared to ours.
It kind of works out the same thing, right?
Maybe. But theirs didn't sell out. Who knows when it sold out because we couldn't even get on it.
Now, what about if they had a quantity ticker?
There you go. A quantity that says 3,600 boxes.
A quantity ticker that, like, it just keeps on going down. So then when it gets down to, like, 100 and people are getting kicked off, like, they're in pure panic mode.
Right.
There's only 100 left.
I mean, there may not – maybe the lottery system is the way. That way, you know, it's a more relaxed situation where you do a lottery and then you have the opportunity to buy it.
How about you give everybody, like, a 1 hour window? And you just keep it going. Like, if you don't check out in that hour, you're done. It sounds like everybody wants it so bad that they would, if they knew a day before you have an hour window to make a purchase, they would make, if they wanted the product, they would make time for that 1 hour to facilitate a deal.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
But then do you let people buy 12? Do you let people buy 1?
You let people buy the max.
Okay, so if you win the so-called lottery, you can buy 1 box, you can buy 12.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So, well, that would also prevent somebody
they
with
should allow you to buy 1 case. Whatever the case quantity is, if it's a National Treasures and it's 4 boxes for a case, you can get 4 boxes. If it's a 12 case quantity, you can buy 12. You should be able to buy a max of a case. Now, all that's going to do is make everybody have multiple accounts. So people are going to, like, they're going to make 1,000 Panini accounts with 1,000 emails so they could essentially do the same exact thing that is happening right now.
Well, what if you make it people that have bought on your site prior, not first off the line stuff, maybe that bought other stuff from your store, they have priority because you're taking care of your good customers.
That is even harder. You want to basically do it, but then you're alienating customers who just got in. Like, maybe those people are going to buy. Maybe those people are, like, willing to spend money. So why are you alienating customers who are new?
Yeah.
How can I show support if you will not allow me to buy in the first place?
You need to buy a Prism Mosaic box, get on the list. Because you're not going to be able to flip that at X amount of dollars maybe later.
Or why didn't they just combo up Prism Mosaic?
Well, that was a genius idea for you.
Yeah, and again, those are the ones I make. Genius ideas.
A lot of patting ourselves on the back today, man. Woo!
Man, this might be the best show I've ever seen.
C-Rad, I know you're familiar with shoes. How do they do it with Nike? How does Nike do it on a large release when you're trying to buy? I'm not familiar with it. I'm part of the Nike. They send me exclusive stuff, but it's never like the top Jordans.
Every shoe place pretty much does it the same nowadays. It's a raffle now. So you sign up via an app or through their website. You sign up like with your email, and then they respond to you on the day of if you were a winner in the raffle.
There it is.
Buy the shoes.
That's what you said. You only make good points.
I know. Or with shoes, you can do a raffle, but you only get 1 shoe. So you gotta hope to get two raffles. You gotta win 2 raffles so you can get the right and left.
You only get the 1 shoe. Huh?
You only get the 1 shoe.
Or you gotta find the other guy. You
gotta find the other guy. Maybe you can trade.
Well, that sounds like a reasonable. That sounds like a reasonable. I mean, other than the follow through would probably be they don't want to do that, right? That's going to be a lot of follow through, which leads me. And I know we've been talking about first off the line for a while here, but it was.
I think the show's going to go until at least 7 p.m.
Yeah, we're going to keep going. National Treasures basketball. We've been talking about this off air. It's going to have a first off the line version. It's going to be silly, and more people are going to get pissed off. My thing is if they do the number to 13 like they did with football, we are literally talking about the hottest first off the line, for hottest internet sales product in the hobby of all time.
If they don't do that, if they just add 1 base card to it, you're looking at the hottest first off the line release. The site may not even work. Period.
Yeah.
It may never. They may actually have to take it offline. I don't know. It may break the internet. I don't know what's going on. Our site may crash. I don't know. Like,
everybody that's related.
And we were talking about it before, and I know your argument is more people have $85 to spend on a box
than
$500. But people they'll figure out how to get $500 if you can basically go, hey, I got a deal for you. You give me $500, and I'm going to give you $1,000 back. and it's pretty much going to be instant.
But that's not guaranteed. I know there's a high probability of it.
If NT non-first off the line is selling for $900 or $1,000 a box, first off the line will absolutely not sell less than the regular NT, no matter what they do with it. No matter what. They can include, there could be like 4 or 5 less cards in it. It'll still sell for the same amount.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think, C-Rad? What do you think, first off, if there's a number to 13 RPA in every single box?
$1,700 a box.
Is your name C-Rad?
My name, yeah.
You're Dan.
I'm the best.
I like your original. Dan, I think you said you originally said, or was it Doug? I think it might be like probably something like $2,500 a box, because you figured whatever RPA it is, if it's out of 13 and it's a true RPA, you're looking at top end guys selling for $10K, and then bottom end guys selling for, I don't know, $1,500. So there's only 13 of them, $2,000.
What if there's not a 13 RPA? What are we thinking then? At least
what
$1,200?
I would say $1,000 minimum.
Well, we can't see them doing just a base parallel, right? I don't think I guess they could. They could sell anyway.
Well, they did a base parallel in Immaculate, right? Immaculate basketball. They did a base parallel.
They did a base parallel.
But
that was because Simmons. I mean, that was enough.
I'm strongly seeing a base parallel to like 10 or something like that.
But in NT, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm trying to remember, NT doesn't have any rookie base, right? It's just vet. So it's got to be something centered around the rookies. Maybe a number to 8 parallel jersey or something.
It's a logo man.
Yeah, every logo man in every box.
Every box a logo man.
Oh, Jesus
and then
Christ.
that box will be $50,000.
Well, then we're talking about possibly, and I don't want to use this term lightly, allegedly lawsuits, because then there's people that potentially have a $2,000 gain on something. And now they're able to say this was unfair.
No,
I want to see your documents.
It's all about supply and demand. It's the same thing when like a shoe gets released and then they sell out and there's a limited run, and then those shoes are selling for 5 or 6 times the amount.
I don't think they sell that much more.
2 times, 3 times.
That's what I'm saying. But this one's going to be maybe 5 times the amount. We're talking about.
I know,
but
it's not. Panini is basically selling it at the suggested retail price. They can't control what other people are willing to pay for the same product. They can't control it. It's not them. So it's not on them. They actually make these products based on the suggested retail price. We talk about it all the time. It's not Panini's fault a product doubles in price. It's not Topps' fault a product doubles in price.
it is Panini's fault.
No, it's
Panini
not.
has something to do with it because they make retailers buy other products.
Sorry, the only thing Panini can say is that sorry we make a product that is so good and so in demand.
No, but if you're blowout, or if you're
should have wore a Panini shirt today.
If you're GTS, and I should have had a stripe through it on mine for Panini. But if you're GTS, or you're one of these major distributors or online retailers that carry a lot of these products, and they're offering you 100 cases, but you have to buy 100 cases of Ascension, you're going to lose $20 a box on Ascension. You're not going to charge regular pre-sale on the NT because you have to make up your loss. So Panini does have something to do with the fact when NT does go up, because nobody can get it, so they have to pay to get other stuff. And then we also have to lose on allocation all year. Did we buy Ascension? Did we buy 20 cases of Ascension because we just were nice guys? No, because we wanted to get better products throughout the year.
But did that get us more NT?
Who knows?
I don't think so.
They rolled the dice for us.
I don't think so. I mean, we basically supported, and this is the thing, like, there is so much, and I don't want to say greed, but for a lack of a better word, in this industry, from top to bottom, even to the end consumer, there's too much money involved and there's too much greed involved. So no one's going to basically try to play the game fair because they don't want to leave any money on the table.
True.
And I'm talking about everybody from manufacturers to distributors to hobby shops to breakers to the end collector who buys boxes, gets a hit, and then tries to sell it for top dollar. There's a pie and it's cut too many ways, and there's too many people trying to get more of the pie than they should get,
or that there's pie available, right?
Or yeah, So we need to figure out a way to make more pies.
Well, then a collectible
Or a giant pie.
A giant pie.
Just a big ass like apple pie.
Well, I put this up there because I figured the whole thing was kind of like Casino War. I mean, you walk in there and Panini's got their hand behind their back on the Optic first off the line, you know, and you put down your money.
I just got a distributor say, "Call me when you can."
Cool.
I think we got in trouble.
We did.
We've said too much.
Now, it's like Casino War. You're like out there trying to buy your box, and you're like, okay, well, to buy a box, you got to guess. And you're like, what number am I thinking of? And that's how you get it. That's probably how these guys got the cases. What number am I thinking of? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, we do have some good stuff about Panini in the show. This isn't going to be just a bash Panini. It's just like, let's get your servers fixed, or let's get a program that pisses off people less. You're still going to have people that are pissed off no matter what you do. Especially when you're dealing with the public and social media these days, there's going to be people pissed off no matter what. But let's fix the system. You had enough trial and error in the first one to understand that you should have beefed up your service. I don't know. If somebody could let us know, like I said earlier, how much does it cost to have a website that could handle 500,000 unique visitors at once? How much does that cost? It doesn't seem like it would be that much. I couldn't find the data on the internet. I found a lot of nice hosting server sites that seemed like they could be great. But that's the thing. Let's figure that out. A digital line.
It's just similar to like based on what I'm seeing in chat. It is similar to Black Friday. It's similar to a one like Best Buy has. They have 4 TVs that are like, $17 a piece, and like people just wait in line for them.
But at least you can see the line, though.
But there's so many people who show up there to get the $17 TV and they don't get it.
But but you can see the line. You can see if you were 500 in line, you're probably going to be ass out. You don't see how many people are in line
here.
Might
be 495 people who are just here for like a fidget spinner, and not the 17.
Oh, there's hope, right?
There's hope.
Yeah, you even think maybe people are on there buying Mosaic?
These guys are buying DVD players. I can tell.
Well, I wanted to talk about Vlad Jr., who had an epic moment last night. I know Busta was like, it's spring training, but I think what made this special was the fact that he was wearing Vlad Sr.'s jersey number. He was in Montreal, which they don't have baseball there anymore, and sadly the fans have probably been waiting for some baseball. They played the game there, and he hit a walk-off, 0-0 walk-off, and it was a great moment. So it was just got me more excited for baseball already. You could see Vlad Jr. there as a kid, and already wearing the Expos uni, getting ready for baseball. And his cards have gone up already, and it's crazy. I mean, his stuff's gone up probably about $100 more, and you can see this blue. It's got about a day left, and I mean, it's going to go for like $2,000. So this guy's got the ultimate hype. I think he's taken over for Ohtani hype. I think Ohtani collectors have kind of backed off a little bit, and they're going to Vlad. And it's going to be exciting watching this kid. I mean, I loved watching Vlad Sr., Hall of Famer, and Vlad Jr. Making baseball great again. I mean, not that it wasn't great, but giving it kind of a perfect ending of spring. So
PWCC changed their logo.
They did. They did.
That's exciting.
P auctions. So Mosaic basketball. We broke 3 or 4 cases of it, and I wanted to talk about the market on it. And I saw some interesting things with it. First off, this next card sold, I think, for entirely too low. It was a buy it now.
Ooh.
And whoever got that got a steal. Prism Mosaic 12-box case sold directly on Panini's website. It's still available. I do recommend, if you're a basketball collector, to buy a few boxes if you can afford it. We'll be doing more breaks of it. Every auto subject is pretty good. There's 4 autos in a 12-box case. Lots of color. You're going to get a lot of rookies. If you open up a case, you're going to get anywhere from about 3 to 5 of each of the rookies, main rookies. And that could be a green parallel. That could be a red parallel. You obviously have chance of gold parallels, not autographed, black, stuff like that. It's a fun product. I wanted to compare some of the prices. So Donovan Mitchell's base rookie looks like it's going for about $20, which is, kind of fair, compared to his regular base from Prism, which is $9. So, if you put it in comparison to Ben Simmons last year, his stuff's going from Mosaic. His stuff's going $60 raw and about $100 graded 9.5. So, in my opinion, the market is still soft on this product. I think you can buy these rookies up, grade them, wait for the dust to settle, Now, if your guy sucks, then you're shit out of luck. Oh, well, you struck out. But you could probably pick 4 or 5 of these. Lonzos are going for 11 in there, too, $11. So pick up a bunch of these. If you could find a lot, like this person, you get $33 for 3 Lonzo rookies. Send them in. They're going to grade well. I think it's a solid investment. Did the Rams sign somebody? You got all excited. No? Oh, okay. Sweet. The auto, $255 on a Donovan Mitchell auto. I'm going over just Donovan Mitchell because it's easier to compare. $255 for a number to 99 Donovan Mitchell auto compared to his Prism, which I think, the one on the top's kind of ugly. I guess that's why it's $145. Surprisingly, the silver Prism, I know that's the fast break version, those are selling for a lot, and I think they're hideous because the sticker's just thrown on there. So I think the auto has room to grow. What you got to keep in mind with Prism Mosaic is they only made 900 cases of this compared to Prism, which who knows, probably 5,000-6,000 cases, plus they had fast break, plus they have retail. So I think because it's sold directly through Panini's site, people aren't catching on to this right now. So I think there's a good opportunity for basketball collectors to go ahead and pick up some of these rookies and grade them. If you want to get on the cheap, go those $9, $10 rookies. I mean, Neely Keenan is probably like $3 or $4. Dennis Smith Jr. is probably like $6 for the base if you want to go cheap. So I think there's a good opportunity for investment, but I also think, like I said, people don't see it in the shop because shops aren't carrying it. They're not seeing a lot of stuff on Blowout. No breakers are really breaking it besides us. I think Platinum might be breaking it. Actually, I think Rich has a couple of cases. So there's not a lot being busted right now. So there's not a lot of momentum on this product yet. But I think when the dust settles and we're on to the second and third year of some of these guys, and these guys are superstars, I think they're gonna pop. What's up?
Prism's gonna be dried up like crazy.
Right. Well, there's so much Prism too. I mean, just based on the sheer fact there's only 900 cases of this made, there's scarcity here. So I mean, what do you think, C-Rad, as a huge basketball fan? What do you think in comparing the Prism Mosaic to the regular Prism product?
I agree with you that the market's soft on this right now. Definitely a lot of room for this stuff to grow. And I mean, I like the action shots. I like that it separates itself from just regular Prism. Because if they did, I was talking about this last week, like with the oversaturation of Prism. If they did like the same picture again for Mosaic, then I'd be like, I'd be
right.
kind of feeling some kind of way about it. But I like that they use actual action shots for. It's kind of like a new. It's a second chance at getting these Prism cards that you might have gotten the first time around because the regular Prism got so expensive. You know what I mean?
And what do you think about? Let's jump forward and compare it to Optic. Optic basketball coming out next week. How do you think the parallels are going to compare? The parallels are probably going to go for a lot more, right? At least out of the gate, right?
The Optic parallels?
Yeah. Let's just say a regular rookie of Donovan Mitchell will probably be like at least a $25 card, right? $25, $30 card?
You know what? I'm going to say I would hope so, but we don't have much to work off of because we just have last year's Optic basketball.
Which was sad rookie class besides one guy. It was
just Simmons, and even Simmons was super soft when that product first came out. His prices, I mean, in the market.
Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at Optic Ben Simmons. I just want to compare the base.
I want to say something real quick. I think this is ridiculous. Listen back on this show. Like, we started off, and it's good radio, but we started off with the first off the line debacle. So many disgruntled customers. We're talking about, like, how can you support a company that just, like, can't figure out their servers? And then we fast forward the show about 10 minutes, and it's like, hey, go buy this product directly from them. It's readily available. It's a great deal. Go do it.
Just don't buy it during first off the line day.
But I'm just like, only in this industry you can basically rip somebody and then praise them in 5 minutes.
Because there's no other option. Unless I want to say I'm not going to buy basketball cards, period, I don't have any other option.
But I understand
what you're saying. It's contradictory.
From somebody on the outside looking in would be like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
We only have one option for basketball.
We only have one app.
It's hilarious that we just got done bashing them for a solid 10 minutes, and then we're just like, hey, yeah, go spend your money here now.
Well, it's kind of like if you were married to the only girl in the world. Like you
So
literally.
there'd be 2 people in the world.
Well, no, there's 100 guys. And there's only one girl, and
So
you're
it's-
married to her. But she's let herself go. She's 700 pounds now. She's farting all the time. But you have no other choice. So you have to take the good with the bad. You sit there and complain about the fact that she gained all the weight. But she cooks for me. So you got to take the good because you don't have any other option.
Well, it sounds like there's 99 guys who would basically
Right,
get
exactly.
livestock.
Yeah, because we're all
They're like-
disappointed that we couldn't get first off the line, but if they gave us an
like-
opportunity to get it, we would.
I like the farting all the time. Just like that.
That's flatulence.
I don't know what's going on, but after the first 3 years, it just started. She's blowing ass constantly.
Well, because she's eating so much. A heavy scrambled egg diet, in the morning leads to a lot of
man.
flatulence in the night.
The people watching this show are just falling off, dude. Everybody, what do we got in
It's
there?
good radio, dude.
What do we got in there right now? 8 people, maybe.
22, baby.
22.
Yep,
Damn.
22. That's just at YouTube, man. We're lighting it up. I mean, we're competing with First Take right now, big time. We're right up there with the amount of viewers as First Take. We're better. We're first take.
First off the take.
First off the take.
First off the hype take.
But seriously, I feel that Mosaic is one of those products. I wouldn't go out and sell it right now. I wouldn't open it and sell it right now because the market's kind of flooded with Optic coming out, with Prism still doing, singles on the market. But
Select.
you look at the Optic Ben Simmons. I actually found a 9.5, just base rookie, 9.5, $22. Raw, they're going for like $6. So it's kind of dipped a little bit in the Optic. So I think Optic overall, from a base rookie standpoint, I don't know how the autos will perform because they are on card this year, but from a rookie standpoint, this Prism Mosaic product might be the second to the silver Prisms. You never know. So you put yourself in a position to have all those rookies and have them graded. Years down the line, it could be like a LeBron James Topps Chrome situation, or a Kobe Bryant.
And
Chrome,
historically they grade well. So let's not forget that they actually grade
Yeah,
really well.
You probably won't get lower than a 9.
I actually think Prism Mosaic will grade better than the silver Prisms, like 90% of the time.
It feels like it's a thicker cardstock too.
A little bit, and I don't know. There's something about that film they put on it that does seem like it's a little thicker than a
Helps
standard
with
Prism.
the surface grading.
It does. Yeah.
Because it's so busy that even if the surface was damaged, you can't even tell because there's a lot going on.
Well, and it honestly, and I know this is just aesthetics here, it honestly it looks better than Prism Silvers, or even Prism Prism Silvers are going to be probably the standard, but Prism base compared to this base, it's so much flashier, and I think that's.
Well, I think
we all know shiny
I
is
think what
we
it comes
want.
down to is the film that they put on it that gives it that little glossy, shiny looks premium. And it's an action shot. It's actually a shot of your rookie that you're collecting playing basketball.
And most of them are
doing it-
dribbling, but still.
No, but they're playing basketball. Like you can see Donovan Mitchell. There's another guy in there.
Yeah.
Like he's playing basketball.
Not a green screen, baby.
As opposed to a green screen where it's a glorified glamour shot.
Which you can go back to the Prism shots. Yep. Kind of like that. We should make a card of that. And even Optic, same thing. It's more of a close-up. It's a close-up shot. Look, Donovan Mitchell, I don't know what they had. That's a rookie premiere photo there. But the one where he's just posing, and the one on the bottom, the fast break version from the silver, basically the same silver photo, is he was just. You guys were there somewhere in the background there. You're probably ripping some cards or something, and he was taking photos. And now they got him in a game, and it's on Prism Mosaic. It was a rookie photo game. So
Donovan Mitchell ain't dribbling a ball that high in a game.
I know he's going to
lead the league in turnovers.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I wanted to point out. I thought this was interesting. Yeah, they have some fun. Alonzo Ball's one looks kind of awkward too. But check this out. So somebody, I think this is China made. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see they're China, Hong Kong. So these they actually do say they're reproductions of autos. But it doesn't say it in the title. $835 is a quad auto. It's two sides. I put the other picture on the right side. Do you guys notice anything wrong with LeBron James's auto? Backwards. It is actually upside down.
Oh.
The 23 LJ.
Yeah, you see the 23 is back,
yeah.
so it looks like it's
Yeah.
like easy.
Yep.
$835. Somebody's trying to scam people out of their money. Now it's probably one of the better fake cards I've seen. I mean, I'll give them that. It looks semi cool.
Where I get some of that immensely, bro.
No, hey, are you guys breaking turbo tonight? You guys breaking turbo immensely, dude? They got those quads in there, bro. The only place to get Kobe, Jordan,
Turbo.
and James. Turbo. Turbo is because of the speed they're making money on these things. That's why they called it turbo. But just beware. I mean, if you catch this somehow, obviously, don't think it's real. If it's not made by a major manufacturer, don't buy it unless it's like $5 or $10, and you're like, okay,
maybe they
have it.
Maybe they had a signing with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Julius Erving.
Private signing.
Private signing.
And no, it says reproductions in the description. It says not real autos.
Wow.
In the description, though. So,
dude, I'm pissed because our allocation got cut of Turbo, so I don't.
I know I didn't get any of it.
Yeah,
Were you on the website first off the line? Turbo?
I was trying. Well, you would think that I would get right in because it's called Turbo, but I couldn't do it.
Ed's got it. Panini is the bug zapper, and we are the bugs heading to see the shiny refractor, and then
pretty
get
much,
zapped.
pretty much,
pretty much. Shiny. If you guys have kids, you watch that. You watch Moana. That's how the shiny guy catches all of his fish. It's shiny. But anyways, yeah, Turbo. Don't buy it. But I wanted to talk about.
What about Old Dominion?
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that too.
What about Essentials?
I know another one.
Man, there was like 17 solicitations this week of basketball.
Well, 75 releases.
And there's if I'm not mistaken, I think there's gonna be a fast break Optic.
There is.
So
there's going to be a fast break Optic,
so
along with first off the line and regular Optic. But I wanted to tell you guys, we do this show to promote ourselves. Hopefully you guys buy into breaks. That's kind of one of the things. Actually, we have a lot of fun doing it regardless if you guys buy into our breaks anyway. But we're having a 42 box this Friday. Me and C-Rad going to double team it. We're giving away a Lonzo Ball jersey for whoever has the least amount of hits, so there's a little bit of skunk protection on there. But we're talking about Supreme Hardcourt. So you can get LeBron James autos, Jordan autos, Ben Simmons autos. 16-17 National Treasures is in there. 13-14 Prism, which Giannis' silvers are going for $1,700-$1,800. You got Immaculate. You got Contenders Basketball. I was able to wrestle up a box off of eBay for that. Some Select, some Prism Retail, some Prism Mosaic, some Spectra. It's going to be a fun break. 42 boxes, and there's only 26 spots in the break. We also have a bonus for those people that buy in early. We're going to random off a free spot, so like a free $260 spot to everybody. So or to the 15 people, somebody's going to win a free spot. Plus, you do really crappy in the break, you're taking home a Lonzo Ball jersey. So it's going to be a fun break for Friday. Check it out, and we'll be ripping basketball. We'll probably dual cam it. We'll have fun, and maybe we can Skype Dan in from the road, and he can go woo or something, and say he's the best breaker in the world. So, yep. But what I wanted to say, I had kind of an analogy. We were talking about Panini releasing Essentials Basketball. If you haven't seen who knows what that is, but I got a pre-sale on that. They're also releasing Dominion Basketball, which used to be a hockey product back in 13-14.
Encased.
And encased. So they're recycling all these old brands and making them into basketball brands or bringing them over from other sports. I actually kind of thought about it. I was like, well, it's a cash cow. This is a probably a once-in-a-lifetime rookie class. It's kind of like you are given the opportunity. Remember when Nintendo Switch was the hot, or not Nintendo Switch, when the Nintendo Classic came out. Remember there was lines out the door? It's almost like Panini has a kiosk in the middle of a mall during Christmas season, and they have unlimited supply of NES Classics. And that's this basketball season. They just sell as many products as they want because there's 9 rookies that are performing. So that's why you're going to see. What else can we come up with? Pinnacle's going to come back. Probably Pinnacle Basketball's coming back.
Can't believe they crossed over Old Dominion to basketball. I did not see that one coming. Are we gonna have like all the hockey products?
I need
all the former hockey products.
Well, a lot of those hockey products had crossover names already anyway. Contenders and
no, there was some that there was black.
Titanium, which crossed over.
Titanium.
They're going to make Titanium Basketball this year.
Titanium Basketball, black basketball.
Yep. Gold Standards already was.
But Gold Standard wasn't a hockey product.
Ultra.
Yep, Fleer. Well, no, that's Upper Deck.
That's Upper Deck. Maybe they'll get that back.
Don't double team the ass busting wife. Bad image.
But there had to be. We opened up a lot of Panini hockey.
Oh, I can't remember. It's been so long.
I mean, I know there was.
We talk about breakers. We've been doing breaks for 8 years, but you know how you have dog age. Break years is 10, so we've been breaking for 80 years now.
80 years.
80 years in this game, making rap tunes.
Doug's still the best.
Yeah, still am.
Still the best.
LeBron James.
Was best from day one. Still the best.
They had Prism Hockey. They had Select Hockey. They had Dominion Hockey.
Old Dominion Hockey.
Totally Certified, which they haven't came out totally certified. Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah, of course they did.
We did that. Crown Royale Hockey.
Crown Royale. Crown Royale.
Yep, Crown Royale's coming out.
Crown Royale
probably
basketball.
Target exclusive.
Okay. Playoff.
Playbook Hockey, which they don't have playbooks in hockey.
Played the board. They'll like clipboard basketball.
Rookie Anthology they came out with, which was pretty much Chronicles.
Actually, 3-man weave basketball. That's a play.
3-man weave basketball. Oh man, but yeah, we'll have to rehash some old designs and brands and cash in. I mean, why not?
Old Dominion.
Oh, Prime, yeah.
Prime.
Basketball, Prime Hockey. Yeah. Prime Hockey was insane. That was good. Prime basketball.
Imagine if they came out with Prime basketball.
What would that do to Immaculate basketball?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Everybody gets a product.
All right, so we're going to move on to National Treasures, which really caught me by surprise in a good way. They absolutely killed it. They knocked it out of the park on this release. I didn't expect much from it because we didn't get allocated. So as a breaker, it's a very sad struggle we deal with. So we try to order as much as we can. You know, we don't want to overdo it. Some people try to say, "Oh, I want 300 cases." So we try to be like reasonable and order 20 or 30 cases, whatever. And on this one, everybody's like, "You're getting it. You're getting it." So it's a very sad situation because you're like, "Oh, I'm getting it. Oh man."
It's an emotional roller coaster.
Oh man. But then they're like, you ordered 20, you're getting 3. You're like, why am I getting 20? So it's like it's an up and down.
And then you get in the pure panic mode. You're like, this product's going to be the best product ever. I got to do everything I can to get more. So you start like buying it for like, at market value, or you start taking on a bunch of other garbage to get the product that you
Firstborn
need.
child trades. I mean, it's crazy.
But there is in what we deal with day to day, one of the worst things a distributor can tell us is your allocation didn't get cut. You're getting everything you want. Like, we go into panic mode on the other direction. It's just like, oh my God, this product is going to absolutely tank.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. There's like no fine line. It's like we're either going to get not enough and we're going to panic, or we're going to get too much and we're going to panic. We just panic. We're just in pure
Anxiety,
panic mode
stress,
all the time.
Stress.
That's why Doug drinks like 73 Rockstars a day.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
It actually, at this point, it just mellows you out.
Well, it's either that or vodka. Yeah, I mean, and vodka, I'd probably would be bad over time, so chose the Rockstar instead of that. But it was well put together, and you open so many cases. And I know you guys in our chat have seen us do a lot of cases, and maybe seen a lot of cases on YouTube. It was well done. It was from start to finish of each box was well put together. Something that I didn't expect. The prices are there. When we pre-ordered this, it was kind of in a bad time for football. Watson got injured. Kareem Hunt had like 4 or 5 bad games in a row. Kamara was doing okay. And then Trubisky was, throwing picks. I mean, and then Peterman obviously was throwing more picks than he was throwing passes, which I don't even know is possible, but he was doing it. And you're like, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be bad. And then we get it all. And we're like, this is gonna be the worst NT they ever did. But I'm telling you, it's probably the best NT they've ever did. It's just the prime patches. They kind of know what people want. They figured it out. Whoever packed it out, there's probably multiple people packed it out because there's probably 5,000 cases. Kudos, because I mean, besides having Corey Davis sometimes on the bottom and Deontay Foreman on the bottom, everything else was perfect. So hats off to Panini on this release and having the right amount of chase, the good designs. So they knocked it out in the park on this one, which I wasn't expecting.
Did you mean to do that pun? Because that actually is part of the sub. It's a subset. Hats off.
Yeah,
hats off. Signatures. You meant to
totally
do that?
did. Just like Zay Jones last week. I'd planned it out ahead of time.
Zay Jones been coming out like crazy, and you know what? It's fine. He's gonna bounce back.
Yeah, he is. But you can see these initial prices here of some of the bigger auctions. I mean, $4,800 for that 101 Watson, which isn't even an RPA. I wonder if it got paid for. The prime patch above, number to 5, probably sold for like $8,000. So what I did is I went over base RPA prices. So number to 99 RPA, which is the top design. You can see on the screen if you're listening to the podcast. You'll have to look it up. But it's the one that has the rookie card logo on it, and it has that the patch on the right. So I compared all the average numbers. So you've got McCaffrey averaging $300. You've got Kamara averaging $400. You got Hunt averaging $300. You got Trubisky averaging $900. Mahomes is $900 to $1,000. Watson, I only seen some buy it nows at like $900, which I thought was low. Everybody else has it like at $5,000 or best offer, so there's not been a lot of sales on there. So I kind of went like $1,200 on Watson. So he's the highest selling one. And I think I said, didn't we make predictions? And I think I said $2,000, so I wasn't too far off. I don't know what you guys. I think you said 5, didn't you?
I said 15.
You said 15, so you were the closest. You win.
How much are you selling for?
12 to 15.
I said 12 to 15.
We'll have to go back. We'll have to go back.
I think I remember Dan said 500 for Watson.
No. I said whatever they're gonna sell for.
Whoever can find that episode that Dan said 500, I'm gonna send you out something special.
I said 12 to 15. I was dead on.
Watch the archives. It was probably what 10, 15 episodes ago.
Boost those old episode numbers.
Yeah. I'd never get it wrong. I only get things right.
Well, what I was surprised by was a guy like Jamal Williams. How much would you, without looking at my stats here, how much do you think Jamal Williams, running back from the Green Bay Packers, what do you think his RPA averages?
$80.
30.
30.
I would think 82. No, I would think 82 as well. But $30 was what his RPAs were selling for. I'm like, wow. I mean, that's a guy that had a good season, had a couple good games. Jamal Williams, running back from. I don't think anybody's taking his job. I mean, that we know now, maybe somebody in the draft, but that's $30 for an RPA of Jamal Williams.
So he's selling about the same amount as like Curtis Samuel and
probably OJ Howard kind of. Well, OJ Howard's probably a little bit more. I didn't look him up, but
Joe Williams. Every down starting back for the Niners.
Yeah, August does say Aaron Jones. I mean, Aaron Jones could compete, but I don't know. $30 for a running back. I mean, when you see Kamara and Hunt selling for $400, I know running backs aren't quarterbacks, but I mean that's a guy that isn't a big market team that fans love him. Fans love the team. Team's owned by fans. So I don't know. I think there's room there.
But Green Bay's not known for their running game for the most part. They're known for their passing game with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's a great price for an RPA, though.
But yeah, exactly. For a guy that had a decent season. I mean, Mike Williams is selling for $100. And he didn't really do anything.
In 2013, what were Eddie Lacy's RPAs going for? Probably not that much.
Probably more than $30. Probably $200. I want to say, August. Do you remember? Remember what Eddie Lacy was? Fat Eddie was going for?
Maybe $100.
I think it was. Dude, he was a top player at that time.
Yeah, but $100 was a lot of money in 2013 for football in general.
Well, yeah, there was a bad year. Yeah, wasn't Lacy the rookie of the year that year? I think he was.
It was either.
It was. It was Lacy.
Yeah. Lacy or
rookie of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, but it also shows you how fast a running back can fall off, too. I mean, don't get me wrong. Not a long-term investment you want to make in Jamal Williams, but he comes out and has 2 or 3 touchdowns in one game next year. You got that $30, you probably flip it to $200 just based on one game. So, I mean, $30 is a low risk.
If I was just a Green Bay collector, I'd be picking those up, too.
Heck yeah.
I think right now is a great time to buy,
the market's saturated
to buy a lot of those players. Like, obviously, I don't know about investing in Deshaun Watson right now. I don't know about investing in Patrick Mahomes right now. Let it cool off a little bit. Let NT be out for about 2 to 3 months, and then start buying them up.
Yeah.
Before the season starts, training camp and stuff like that. But the running backs, like I said, like Joe Williams, you can probably get really cheap. You don't know. Joe Williams maybe. You don't know. He may be the guy.
Yeah, he may. He didn't really get much of a chance this year, but who knows? I mean, we got McKinnon in there. They're probably gonna. There's no more Hyde, so you know.
But who else do we have for rookie running backs? In this draft,
we got Fournette. I guess I didn't get Fournette.
Well, Fournette's higher profile. I'm talking about players who are Deonta Foreman. Who he may be the guy.
Yeah,
that might be. You may be able to get his RPAs for like $50. Might be a good one to buy. Mike Williams.
That's what I'm saying. $99. About $100.
Mike Williams, you may want to buy. You may want to hold. Corey Davis, you may want to buy.
It looks like Fournette's are hovering around the same thing as Kamara, about $400 to $500.
Yeah. See, I think that's high. I think you need, if you're gonna look for an investment, you have to look for players who are well under the radar.
305 with bids. So yeah, it's right around the same.
If you're gonna invest in anybody right now, and you're willing to pay a premium, invest in a quarterback, invest in Deshaun Watson, invest in
Davis
Patrick
Webb,
Mahomes.
maybe. I mean, you never know.
But if you want the for sure return, I think
little,
I
though.
think you. Yeah, but it's going to be pretty consistent. Mahomes, his RPAs are going to go up when the season starts. Now, are they going to go up double? I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. Well, what if he has five? What if they're 0-5 and he's throwing 6 picks? He's
Then
Nathan
you
Peterman.
might be able to get, if you could sell it, you may be able to get out of it for a couple $100 less than what you paid for it. Now, if you hold on to it all year and he doesn't have a good year and he loses his job, then yeah, you're probably going to lose a couple thousand or 1,000.
Yeah. And tribute's about to start, guys, but we have spots available, so we'll still talk about our last topics here. I wanted to mention the last card for NT. This is one of my only gripes, and I think they need to figure it out somehow, is there's a lot of legend and vet player-worn jerseys. And this is something new. I mean, it usually isn't, but there's a lot more this year than I've seen. So that is, and you could tell by how clean it is, that is a player-worn jersey. So it kind of, and I was okay with it in Gold Standard. I wasn't happy with it, but in a high-end release, I think you got to figure something else out. I mean, it's not game-worn, and it's loosely termed player-worn. We all know the rookie stuff's player-worn. That's fine. They didn't play, they don't have game-used jerseys of those. But putting the vet stuff in there and calling it player-worn, I mean, at what point did Charles Woodson put this jersey on? Did he even put it on? Is it somebody else's jersey that wore it, and they're saying player-worn? It's not exactly Charles Woodson. It was maybe Jamarcus Russell lying around somewhere.
No, I seen him put it on in the town, dude.
I gotta.
Well, and also that's a C.
I gotta. I'm like, while we're sitting here
C for
talking,
Conrad.
we're talking about all this, right? If that is the back of his jersey with the name, I don't see a C in Woodson. Woodson with a C.
Coodson. It could be Connor Cook. I mean, let's be honest. It could be Connor Cook. Or, well, they make them wear rookie jerseys. I don't know who it is.
Yeah, but they're not going to have Charles Woodson wear a rookie jersey. The guy's been in the league for, 20 years?
I have no idea
Did
how
he
they
just
do
retire? He's like a 20-year vet.
And that's
wasn't
fine.
he?
If we're a little bit more transparent about how they player worn, how it was, that wasn't even a sentence. But if they could say, hey, we sat down with him and he wore like 4 jerseys and we cut him up, that's fine. But at this point, the loose player worn.
But it says player worn. Like, it doesn't say
Woodson worn.
It doesn't say a specific player. It says a player worn. That could mean it was any player. At least what I get from that terminology is it could have been any player
Yeah.
who wore that. It does not say a specific player. So when you say Connor Cook, that could be a Connor Cook jersey worn by Connor Cook. He is a player.
Yeah.
And he wore it.
What if I'm like a player worn, like I'm a player? There is somebody around the office that has a lot of girlfriends.
So,
you know what I'm saying? He's a player.
But the terminology on the back says player worn. Does not say a specific player. Does not say worn by Charles Woodson. So the jersey's still legit. It is a real jersey. It's a real piece of jersey in
That
there.
we know of.
It is a jersey that's in there.
Guys, let's just say that Raiders are the best team ever and move on.
But
Yeah, I'll agree.
I mean,
Not.
and again, speculation, but what if that was the case? What if you were to find out that this relic that you have it says Charles Woodson, has a picture of him on the front, very good looking card, but that jersey that's in there was worn by somebody else? Would you be outraged as a collector? Or would you be like, it's still cool, it's still a jersey, it's still a Raider jersey, and I'm a Raider fan and I'm a Charles Woodson fan, so I'm okay with it?
I mean, to back them up, I mean, there's a lot, like Topps makes manufactured stuff, and they put them in. I mean, obviously, that's Series 1 compared to National Treasure, 2 different types of products. If they were a little bit more up front, I'd be fine with it. But I think we've went from having game used for so long, and it's slowly kind of trickling where it's not game worn. And I mean, they're not hiding from it. They're putting the Mitchell and Ness tags in there and stuff like that. So they're not trying to hide it. But like maybe we have some better verbiage, or maybe you can find out about it a little bit more. I don't know. I just think in a high-end release,
Well, doesn't Top say something about
not specific game?
Not specific
yeah,
game.
it's kind of same
Doesn't
thing.
it even say not specific player, game, event?
Well, what would you rather have? That's another good question. Yeah, not to jump off your top stop. Yeah, it says they don't unless they're dated like they have in Tribute. which is coming up next, guys. We're doing tribute all day long. We have a extremely low price random at $59.94 a spot today, and those are moving quick. But anyways, would you rather have a single color game used piece or a prime not game used?
Single color game used.
And I think most collectors would think the same, right? I mean,
yeah, but the thing that blows my mind about relics, I see a lot of single colored relics that are on eBay. The game used actually doesn't sell for any more usually.
I know.
Than just the regular event worn.
It's all what's cool, the coolness looking factor.
So
of it.
people are like, they don't pay anymore for something that actually costs the manufacturer a lot more to obtain than an event worn jersey where the player wore, 50, 60, 70 of them in one event.
And that's why I think this product was even more excellent, because we had a lot of player worn jerseys. So it allowed them to put more autographs and better subjects into the case. So it may be a yin versus yang thing. But maybe we need to find a common ground here. But I wanted to leave you guys. Opening day, we're going to be live on Thursday. We're live today with baseball too, but we're live on Thursday. We've got some opening day breaks. There's like 15 hours of baseball. It's going to be one of those days where I order like 4 pizzas and drink like 18 beers, watch baseball all day long. But we're going to be on camera. We're going to be doing breaks for you guys. We've got some elite. We've got some national treasures. We're going to have more tribute tomorrow. It's going to be an awesome opening day, so join us there. I wanted to leave you guys on this. Leave your opinions in the chat, and I'm not gonna, which Chris Bryant pictured, and I'm sorry if you're listening to the podcast, we're talking about the 13 Bowman Chrome draft and the 14 Bowman Chris Bryant. Which one aesthetically do you like better? And I'll start with Dan.
I like
tomorrow 4 pizzas. That's right.
4 pizzas. For Zaz. I like the 13.
So do I.
Because it's like he's staring into my eyes.
And it's a very tricky conspiracy here, because Chris Bryant tweeted out the 13. So that's the 13 design, and that's the 14 design, right? Well, the 13 design was tweeted out. Everybody assumed it was going to be in draft. It wasn't in draft. And I know we've said this on the podcast before. The 14 one came out first. It was a redemption. So it was and it says first Bowman. But the other one doesn't say first Bowman. But the entire year of 2013 didn't say first Bowman. So Aaron Judge's rookie, which is in 2013, doesn't say first Bowman. So they didn't do it for that 1 year. So that one has first Bowman, but it's technically, so is it the first Bowman or is it not?
I think you've just confused everybody.
I'm confused.
I think everybody is just totally confused right now. I think as a collector, you have to pick which one you like better.
Yeah, and the 13 was inserted in Inception, was inserted in Platinum, was inserted in Sterling, was inserted in... So basically, Topps had a genius idea that we're not going to put it in 13 draft because 13 draft was good enough, and we're going to insert it into all these other products throughout the 14 season, and we're going to have Chase on it, right? But they had to release the Bowman Chrome version in the flagship Bowman in 14, which was technically the first one, and it says first, but the 13 is a 13 design, and the 13 goes for more. But... we had this watch the breaks on Twitter where he actually brought it, so kudos to him for giving me this topic, giving us something to talk about here. But he likes, as a Cub collector, he likes the 14. I like the 13.
Is it because it says first Bowman?
I think he likes the design of the card better.
Actually, I think the 13 is a cleaner design.
I think so too. It's less busy. The 13, the 13 sells for more. So the 14 sells for a little bit less. I think the 13 sells for about $600.95, which is kind of low, and the 14 sells for about $300.95. So my opinion, also, what I was telling him was, I think that 13, if it was standalone, would be $1,000 card. But because there's a second one, the money's kind of split between people that collect. So it's kind of a not a good thing in a way.
You know what it is? You know what the difference is with that card? Why I like 13 better? It has a classic white border, and the 14 has that grayish tint border to it.
You do like borders.
I do like borders.
You've said that time and time again.
Yeah. What's a baseball card without a border around it?
Cards without borders. New
card
episode coming up next.
Might be a new product line.
Don't give Panini any ideas. But All right, well, that pretty much sums up the show. We're going to be live with tribute, so don't go anywhere. We got tribute. We got National Treasures football coming up, and we'll get right in. Give us about 5 minutes to break down the show, and we'll be live with some tribute. I think there's a few teams left, right, C-Brad?
Sold out.
Sold out, so we're ready to go. So give us about 5 minutes, and we'll pull some hits for you guys. Peace.
And that's it. Break.com for more info and your break spot. And we will see you next time on